I want to look at Ash Wednesday a little differently and Lent. People discuss, what are you giving up for Lent? You see it all over Facebook and other discussions. Chocolate, alcohol, desserts, fasting on things that we like of some sort. While these may improve our health and maybe our waistline, is that what Lent is really about? Is this the fast that God desires? Fasting, giving up something, is about spiritual growth. Fasting is not about giving up, but about how can we get more out of our spiritual life. Lent is truly a time for growth and transformation. This is what our fast should accomplish. Last year, I was looking at several videos for some classes I was teaching, and I came across one that was specifically for Ash Wednesday, and I talked about it with the Tuesday morning Bible study group. And the message is so important and timely that I want to refer to it again this year. The video spoke about what it is that most of us think of fasting as giving up something, depriving ourselves of something we enjoy, and then complaining about it. Jesus did have something to say about that. Yet we live in a world that tends to focus on scarcity, worried about having enough, even though most of us have more than enough, like what may be good for our physical body. But what does that do for our spiritual self? Lent is, if nothing else, a spiritual exercise, and the focus needs to be on your soul, your spirit, your relationship with God. So the video suggested we look at giving up those things that drag our souls down, that get in the way of our relationship with God. The theologian was speaking said, one year his wife decided to give up shame for Lent. Shame was dragging her down and interfering with her relationship with others and with God. Giving up shame was not easy for her. It was a long process, but Lent gave her 40 days to get started on it. I'm really struck by the idea of designing our fast around something that will give us more by Easter than less. What can you do during this Lent to make a change in how you live your life? Maybe look at something that will change your prayer life, or maybe even make this a time to start a prayer life. Have trouble doing morning prayer on a regular basis? Come join the crew that's with us at 8 o'clock on Facebook, where we do morning prayer every day. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe your prayer life feels a little stale and you're just going through the motions and you need something different. It's far more common than most people think. It happens to all of us. Maybe Lent is a time to try something different. If you want some suggestions, feel free to ask me. And I'm working with Jennifer. We're going to have a section on the related links page on the website with some extra Lenten things. But you can go to Forward Day by Day. I have an app that I've downloaded from an Ignatian source in London, which does a wonderful 15-minute Ignatian meditation every morning that I walk and listen to at 6 o'clock. It's one of the ways I got out of a rut. As we speak of fasting as a way to have something more, this video actually speaks to our Hebrew scriptures from Isaiah that we heard this morning. Obviously, the issue of how to fast and from what to fast has been around a long time. That portion of Isaiah was written approximately 540 BCE. Listen again what the prophet says. Is not this the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of injustice, to undo the thongs of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover them, and not to hide yourself from your own kin. Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. Your vindicator shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry for help, and he will say, here I am. If you remove the yoke from among you, the pointing of the finger, the speaking of evil, if you offer your food to the hungry and satisfy the needs of the afflicted, then your light shall rise in the darkness, and your gloom will be like noonday. Notice the emphasis. of this fasting. Fasting from food items has been around for a long time. It has its place, even in the invitation to Lent that I'll read. But this type of fast is more in line with what I was talking about at the beginning of the service. The 40 days are important. This gives time to make a change in our habits. Changing how we act or react takes time. Breaking all patterns takes time and effort. But Lent is an opportunity to do that. So ask yourselves 2 questions over the next couple of days. What does it mean to take Lent seriously? And what do you hope to gain? What is the purpose of your fast? They're very individual questions, and each of you will have your own answers. Lenten practices should leave us in a place where we have more, not less. So the question is, how can you accomplish that? Well, one possibility is, and most have been picked up, the Living Well Through Lent book from Living Compass. The theme is practicing forgiveness with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. Now, practice the forgiveness. You need to fast from several things. From needing to be right all the time. You need to fast from holding a grudge against someone. Holding a grudge only hurts you. It doesn't hurt the other person. That one wise person said, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Doesn't work. You need to fast from carrying a burden of anger against someone. All of these are fasts that will bring you closer to God because they all involve getting past sin, because sin is the breaking of relationship with God, with creation, and another person. What can you give up that's dragging your life, especially your spiritual life, down? Again, this year, I want to offer a list of fasts and feasts on this. They're at the end of your bulletin, and I'm going to put them again on the Sunday morning bulletin. Some people told me they actually have taken them and cut them out and put them on their bathroom mirror so they see them every morning, every night. Each day, try to practice just one of them, or maybe pick one a week, or if one really speaks to you, make your focus for all of Lent. This is a list that keeps on giving suggestions for many years, and I think it's why it works every year. You've seen several variations of this since it first came out. Fast from judgment, feast on compassion. Fast from greed, feast on sharing. Fast from scarcity, feast on abundance. Fast from fear, feast on peace. Fast from lies and feast on truth. Fast from gossip, feast on praise. Fast from anxiety, feast on patience. Fast from evil, feast on kindness. Fast from apathy, feast on engagement. Fast from discontent, feast on gratitude. Fast from noise, feast on silence. Fast from discouragement and feast on hope. Fast from hatred, feast on love. Now, do not think you can accomplish this entire list in one Lent. It's one of these reasons I pull this list out year after year. I've been walking with this list for probably 12 or 15 years since I first encountered it on the House of Deputies listserv. And it's why we walk through Lent every year, because we get a chance to work on something new each time. For spiritual growth is a continual and ongoing process. Find the one either in Isaiah or on this list that speaks to you and start there. If you can accomplish that, then you will have had a fruitful and, dare I say, possibly joyous Lent. Amen.